Hello, my name is Glenys Williams. I'm a lecturer in law in the department here at Aberystwyth, and I'm also an admissions tutor. The scheme is about learning both law and a European language together in a 4-year degree scheme, where the 3rd year is spent in a law faculty of one of our partner institutions in a country of the language being studied before returning here to Aberystwyth to study for the final year. There are 2 schemes altogether, either an LLB law with languages or a BA law, both with French, with German or with Spanish. The distinction between the 2 schemes is that the BA law teaches the language at beginner's level, and the linguistic element must make up 1/3 of your studies here in Aberystwyth, while the LLB law with languages requires a minimum C grade at A level, and the linguistic element takes up 1/4 of the Aberystwyth part of the scheme. Well, obviously I think the main attraction for students on this scheme is the opportunity to study abroad and learn about the legal system. The point is that they go to the partner institution where they study law, but from the perspective of the European country in which they are situated. They also, of course, acquire the necessary vocabulary in the particular language that they're studying, and it improves their linguistic skills in that particular language. The modules studied in Aberystwyth include the core modules. You may or may not know that universities who teach law degrees have to teach what's called the core modules, which students have to pass if they want to practice to become lawyers. And this is what's called a qualifying law degree. We're one of the only universities in the UK which, as a BA law, provides a qualifying law degree. So we make sure that all the students get to study the core modules that they study throughout the 3 years that they're here in Aberystwyth. In addition, they study optional modules to make up the number of credits that they study per year, and they can select, students can select modules they think will help them during their year abroad. So for example, introduction to civil law, comparative public law perhaps. Then when they do their year abroad, there are a whole host of modules that our partner European institutions provide. So for example, you can have something like refugee law, international criminal law, law of the European Court of Justice, and so on. The entry requirements for all our LLB schemes and BA with law are 340 points. Well, students who study law just by itself learn those transferable skills which are so greatly valued by employers anyway. The advantage of the law with the European language, of course, is that they also have an enhanced linguistic skill. So in addition to that, they will learn obviously oral and communication, good oral and communication skills, because they have to make presentations and mock trials and moots. Time management, organisational skills, obviously because they're studying law, analytical and problem solving skills as well. So generally those skills that will help them in their future careers as well. Students who take this degree scheme have the added advantage, because of course they're going to be proficient, very proficient by the end of their year abroad in another language. So in addition to the normal legal careers, such as practicing as a barrister or solicitor, or law enforcement perhaps, banking, insurance, regulatory work, public sector, inland revenue, there's a whole host of opportunities for law students, to name but a few. But if you've got the added advantage of the European language as well, you can obviously broaden your horizons, perhaps think about work in the Foreign Office, perhaps also think about working as a lawyer in the European Court of Human Rights or the European Court of Justice. From what what we understand from students who've already returned from their year abroad to finish their final year here in Aberystwyth, it is that year that they spend in the European institution. Obviously it enables them to learn about other countries, their customs and their practices, but they also get to meet people from other cultures. But more than that, I think it also enhances their self-confidence, not just in their linguistic ability, but more generally, and that will of course help them in their future careers and future lives.